Do you remember this post? Perhaps. So, I haven't made videos in a while because I went through a process of sanctification, if I may call the way. And I'm in college now, so I do not have a lot of free time anymore. And I actually fall behind, so I have to focus on my study for now. But now I make this video, and once again, I've been through a process of sanctification. I was stressed, but things are better now. So, this is a model of the universe. Okay, so why am I saying this? I already remind you of this post of mine, whether you've seen it or not. Let me begin with reading this. Planck was a space observatory observed operated by the European Space Agency (ESA) from 2009 to 2013, which mapped the initial surface of the cosmic microwave background at the microwave and infrared frequencies with high sensitivity and small angular resolution. And this is the WMAP or MAP or MAP. It was a NASA spacecraft operating from 2001 to 2010, which measured temperature differences across the sky in the cosmic microwave background, the radiant heat remaining from the Big Bang. Okay, so this technology has been used to observe and prove the Big Bang, if I may. I'm going to expand on that, but as you can see, this is the microwave, cosmic microwave background, and it's all the same picture. This, you see this curve is 0% here. It's the same picture. And I also have this picture here, Planck map, and here WMAP map, or how you should pronounce it. It's also COBE map. I'm not sure from when this map was made. I mean, COBE or COBE is this technology that's been used for this cosmic microwave background. You get what I'm saying. Once again, map of the universe, still the same picture, but main point is it's a matter of perspective to some people. But my point is, what shape does the universe have? It's this crooked figure and it's pierced in half. Okay, so why did that? Oh, here it is. By his spirit the heavens he adorned, and his hand pierced the fleeing serpent, or crooked, or fleeing. You get what I'm saying? This crooked or fleeing figure that is pierced in half. And then you have Job 26, verse 13, which says that God's spirit adorned the heavens and his hand pierced the fleeing serpent. Do you get what I'm saying? Job is the oldest book in the Bible, and especially at the end, the more you come to the end of the book, the more you see these scientific facts or reference made to science. And again, when people, for instance, refer to scientific errors in the Bible, there are mainly two problems. One, they do not know Hebrew language. Two, they do not know Hebrew poetry or poetry at all. But what about the Big Bang, for instance? This is why I refer to these two issues. It says that God stretched out the heavens. Okay? I said this technology has been used to expand upon the Big Bang, improve the Big Bang. But actually, what's the Big Bang? Big Bang is a rapid expansion. What has been proven that there was rapid expansion that created the universe? That does not mean that it was the Big Bang which created rapid expansion. You cannot prove that. But in the Bible it says that it is God who caused this rapid expansion. Isaiah 54, verse 12, for instance, I have made the heavens and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts have I commanded. Also think about this word, for instance, commanded, obviously the host of heaven refers to the cosmos, the stars. How often a day do you see a person, commanding stars? I mean, why would you command this host of heaven, the stars, right? Obviously, it refers to God established, gravity, the gravitational forces, and therefore the universe is intact, if I may say it that way. I mean, galaxies are crashing into one another and stuff, but his hand made the cosmos. He stretched out the heavens. He commanded the host. He created gravitational forces so that the universe is still intact once again. I also wanted to point out another verse here, like the foundations of the earth. There's the layers of the earth. Or what about this verse in Job that refers to the cornerstone of the earth? What can it be other than this black hole that's in the center of the earth that keeps the earth together? You know, I have a question, right? About evolution, if you can still see my screen because I'm screaming Discord now. So I asked this guy, he's a very patient guy, he always answers my questions about evolution. Um, if you can see it, asked him about why. And most animals have two eyes. Can you remind me about it? I basically asked him, and so he said, so although mutations are a major driver for new genetic information in the genome, other processes like hybridization, horizontal gene transfer are also responsible for evolutionary change. Furthermore, change in the frequency of already existing alleles is also evolution. At its core, evolution is simply a change in allele frequency. And allele frequency, it determines, the color of your eyes, for instance. I do not know a lot about alleles. And maybe I should study it. I'm pretty sure you know what hybridization is because it's literally in the name. Hybridization, interspecial breeding. And horizontal gene transfer is this process of gene transfer between typically small animals, but it's also been seen in fungi and bugs. That literally, and also in fish, two totally unrelated fish apparently had this horizontal gene transfer, and so they use it as evidence for horizontal gene transfer. And what I'm saying, well, like, I'm not trying to be like a, how do you say it again, theistic evolutionist, because there are like issues, with this whole evolution thing, because the Bible says the earth is 6,000 years old by now, because it was 4,000 years old when Jesus came to earth. And therefore, a lot of things concerning not just evolution but secular history at all, I mean, it should be false because it is inconsistent with the Bible. But I do actually believe in, like, you are evolving every single day because genetic mutations happen every day. That is literally how, for instance, homosexuality operates, because you are both born with homosexual genes and heterosexual genes. But you have genetic mutations and you have like epigenetic. Epigenetics means the turning off of genes and gene switching off and on. And so I'm not defending homosexuality. I actually, went into depth about this. I called my blog LGBT Irony Plus because I want to do a little test research about that and actually prove how, this whole LGBT campaign is actually bad, because it is actually having a negative influence on people. Well, it is supposedly good. So perhaps you have read this, perhaps not. So he has been explaining to me a bit about evolution, and I still have questions like, I mean, how, why did just stripes evolve on zebras, for instance? I said I saw documentaries about both theories about why zebras got their stripes, and the most recent one is one about the parasitic flies, but just how does, I mean, evolution work that an animal just gets stripes simply as a defense mechanism? How does it work? He said the body doesn't determine whether or not the gene is beneficial. Okay, so he did not say that it is not the body, but he said the body doesn't determine whether a gene is beneficial. Okay, so if you can perhaps answer this to me, I'm grateful to learn new things. Always. There's one more thing I wanted to say. My point is, with evolution, that kind of stuff. Do you know my video on my blog, 7 Millennial Week? In short, I proved that the Earth is 6,000 years old because it is consistent with history in as much that, you know, it is factual, it literally predicted all of world history so far as the Bible say humanity has existed, 6,000 years. And I proved how. So it is consistent with these 6,000 years of history, but then of the other millions of years, of creatures roaming the earth do not line up with it. So what does that prove? It proves that secular history is inconsistent with actual history, with itself, in fact. It's inconsistent with itself, and so therefore it is false. And biblical history is true, and the 7 millennial week is true, and the biblical prophecy foreshadowing that is still, proving itself because Jesus has yet to come back. But so far, everything has been proven, and he will come back. And whether he comes back today or later is still proven. It is a fact that he will come back. So, atheism, this is what I think, that is being used as a political tool by capitalists and fascists and communists. Why? Well, what might be one reason? Like, the less confessionals you have, the more power you have in politics, because these confessionals will limit your power. So, okay, I've said everything I wanted to say. That's the end of the video. God bless you. Bye.